What's up guys, Christopher from Mainely Mesh, and today I'm going to be reviewing the True Lacrosse Key Head. Before I get started, please check the link down below to check out my Patreon page. Remember, all sponsors get their spot on the sticky note wall of fame. I'm also going to be adding into the $1 tier, that lowest tier, you'll get a free little envelope full of some Mainely Mesh stickers that I forgot I had, and I've got a bunch of. So I know you guys love stickers, so hopefully that'll incentivize you guys to join the wall of fame. And also stay tuned to my Instagram, which is also at Mainely Mesh this weekend, where I'm going to do a fun little apparel drop that I just whipped up for kicks and giggles. But let's get right into this review. The True Key is a head that kind of snuck under my radar personally. I'm not sure if I just missed the release, didn't really understand what the product was, but when I first saw that it weighed 4.5 ounces, I was intrigued. In my head, when I saw the strut profile of the True Key, I kind of wrote it off just because I assumed it was going to be a heavier option in that 5.2, 5.4 ounce range. That's usually what you see if you've got 4 whole struts. Essentially, this head is running with 5 struts if you count this bottom part. I'm just going to say 4 for now because most throats have a joint section down there that also kind of count as a strut, but we've got 4 struts running here and they're still able to achieve that 4.5 ounce mark. The way they do that is by keeping some very thin cross sections here. They essentially, if you look on the inside, there are some triangular cutouts that have wider sections on the inside of the head that then narrow out to a thin point on the outside. So you've got triangular struts running vertically down through 4 different points of the head. As far as the face shape goes, it's got a really nice, sleek, gradual flare. So it's got kind of this vertical section right in the lower half of the head into a gradual flare up top, which if you guys checked out my Z1 review, is something I really like. It creates a very long, smooth, releasing pocket. Because the head doesn't widen out until pretty late and even later than the flare in the Z1, it's something that doesn't quite fit my standard pocket style where I throw a stack in. So this is a head where you're probably going to want to avoid having a stacked SI. I just basically ran with SIs and 1s here. So it's a little bit different feel than your typical more aggressive shooter head, and I would kind of keep this in the more smooth passing, mid-range shot speed level option, which basically makes it pretty solid for a box lacrosse player or any sort of attackman midfielder that's trying to get the ball out of their stick pretty quickly. So I definitely like how this pocket throws, super smooth release, pretty straightforward there. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. Nitty-gritty. I feel like that should be what I say in every video at the point where the non-lax nerds want to check off. So by non-lax nerds, whenever you have a super light lacrosse head, the biggest issue you come up against is a lack of stiffness. Now, there's an allowable lack of stiffness, like I said with the Z1, it's not the stiffest head in the world, but there's kind of a line where it goes too far. This is a head that might cross that line and is something I'm gonna have to check out longer term. So let me break it down for you. In the vertical component, this is going to be the stiffest part of the head, right? So if I'm squeezing here, all in all, this lower half of the head, super stiff. That has to do with these wide intersections of those struts like I talked about earlier and the close spacing of the struts in the lower half of the head. Now we face that same issue that we see up top in the Z1 where we have this long gap in the upper half of the head. This upper strut is put there to hopefully kind of counteract this gap, but I think they might have put it at the wrong angle. If you see here, let me see if I can do this in a way that you can see it. I'll go like this. This compresses in a good amount, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but my worry is more of this. As you notice, I can flare this top part back, and from the front angle, you will notice the head caves in on itself a little bit. That, I think, has a lot to do with the placement of this top strut and is really my biggest worry performance and durability wise with this head. Side to side, it's not bad. It reminds me, oh, what was that head? The Brian Encore? I think it's the Encore. Has a very similar flare to this. While this top scoop is a little soft, it's not as soft as something, say, like a Super Power Plus that actively impeded performance. You can definitely get by with this head, but if you're the type of shooter who likes a higher pocket, a little bit more whip, this is not the head for you. It's not going to hold up long term with that higher pocket. This is something for more of a vertical stick, overhand shooter, something where you're not going for that next level speed, but more that quick release in and out of your stick style of play. Only other little geeky item of note, first of all, they have 3 screw holes on the back, which I like. But they also have a quick drop off into the offset here, which is a fun, sneaky little way of allowing a little bit more depth at that lowest point of the pocket in a way that'll tuck the ball away without making it illegal. Kind of a fun little thing. Personally, I don't like the feel of that. It pushes the pocket really low. I'm not even saying that as a negative, that's just me being absurdly picky, but it's a really cool way to add a little bit of extra ball protection if that's what you're into. So once again, this plays into that kind of vertical cradler, a true attackman in the field game, kind of that old school style. So this would be an option that I would definitely keep in mind. The lightweight is gonna keep your hand super quick, keep the stick super vertically balanced. It's definitely a cool option. In a similar way to how I described the ECD DNA, this head is a pretty unique option that I think puts True on the map in terms of a head that kind of dominates a subset of the lacrosse population. This is about as solid of an option as you can get, spare a little bit of durability for that true low hand, overhand, smooth release, quick release attackman. If I were to put everything on a spectrum, I would probably say overall consistency, smooth release, I'd have the Mark IIA on one spectrum. This is a little bit more power, a little bit more control, a little bit quicker speed, right in the middle with the True Key. And then the Epic Z1 is a little bit more power option for an offensive player, attackman, low pocket style. Those are probably those 3 options I would put in that category, maybe the Surgeon 700 as well, with a slightly stiffer option. The Surgeon and the True Key are gonna be very similar performing heads, the difference being this will be significantly lighter than the Surgeon is. So that's about it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Once again, keep an eye out on my Instagram for that shirt thing. Keep an eye out on the Patreon. Please help me out. Keep these videos coming. And if we crest past that $100 a month mark, I will post more than 1 video a week. Then also keep an eye out. I'm probably going to relaunch mainlymesh.com, do a little bit of clearance sales, maybe get some stringing going sometime soon. I'm definitely going to be doing a blast sale. Keep an eye out on the Instagram for that. Thanks so much, guys. Catch you guys next time.